Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GIO Stadium in Canberra for some opening round action in Season 9. This is the second game of the season. The Canberra Raiders taking on the Auckland Warriors. I'm your host, Tyrone Clay, and joining with me in the box tonight is AMAC. And AMAC, what a game we've set out for.
Oh, this is going to be a breathtaking game tonight, I think, Clay. We've got the winners of the pre-season challenge up against a very, very new-look Raiders side led by Captain Wally Allen. So, very excited to see what comes out of tonight's game.
Yeah, you did mention that the Raiders, they do have an all-new-look side, obviously, with Wally Allen stepping up at the helm and captaining this. Like, yeah, what are your first thoughts, and do you reckon he can make a good impression today?
I think so. Wally Allen's been around the league for a while, so he's definitely not a rookie. He's definitely not new to the role. It might be one of his first captaining gigs, but he's been on this team, and this team has made grand finals, so it'll be good to see how he adapts to his brand new side.
Yeah, it will be, as Jordan Lewis is going to take the first run off the game, and obviously the Raiders, they've had to change and gel their team a bit. Jacob Morrison running the ball. It was a very good pickup for them. I think snagging him off the Cowboys, and just a few players. Lennox Prakash fends one off. Good run. He's another player that they've brought to the club, and I think there's a bit of a culture change. Obviously losing Tim James and Eli Barnes, arguably your two core players, it's obviously going to hurt you way back.
Yeah, those boys have been with the Raiders since Season 2, Season 3, so they've been a core. Well, when you think of the Raiders, you thought of those two boys. So with them leaving, it is big shoes to fill, but I think these boys have definitely got it in them.
Yeah, as we get to see a mistake from the Raiders, and now the Warriors, they're going to try and pounce on the opportunity. I think David Tiawa there. He's taken that run, and the Warriors not afraid to spread the ball to Marcus Square, trying to catch Riley Flynn, who has made the move at fullback, obviously played on the wing for the Raiders last season, so he knows his team very well, so be very intriguing to see how it goes. So now the Warriors, they will... Sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing with you there, Clay.
Yeah, thanks. And that looked a bit too simple, and the man of the hour, Riley Flynn, that was a bit too easy for him.
Yeah, we might be talking about how great the Warriors were in the preseason cup. The Raiders, who put forward quite an interesting side, an undermanned side, as Morrison works his way up the field. They showed some real brilliance there, and Riley Flynn was one of those really good players of the preseason cup. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what he can do tonight.
Yeah, it would be, as now we have the Raiders spreading the ball out wide. It's going to go Laumu. He's going to step inside, can't break the line anywhere else. Third tackle. They spread it wide. Rahul Kaval making the switch back to the front row. He's moved around the forward pack quite a bit, so maybe he might be staying in this one position now. As someone who has shifted, Dane Blaine, playing the set, has shifted into the halves. Maybe a tactical position change. We saw it in the preseason, and another new signing, Sam Herbert. The signing's just come forward, but Sam Herbert hasn't been around the game for a while. The preseason was his first hit out of AMAC. Maybe a little bit of jitters there.
Yeah, there's no real big surprise there, Clay. When you've got a brand new team like this, it takes a while to work out those set plays. It takes a while to work out those combinations. So what we're seeing here is just what happens when you got those new players playing together. As you said, working out those jitters.
As the Warriors, they get themselves into some very, very healthy field position. Logan Strange going to take the run up there, and the Raiders give away a soft penalty, and the Warriors, they're going to take the 2 here. It's a tactical decision, do you reckon?
Yeah, it's got to be a tactical decision. I think normally you'd keep going and going, especially with how hot the Warriors have been, but this is the first game of the season, and you kind of want to work into your form. So not a bad idea, 6-7 minutes into the game to score points on the board, because, well, we know those Raiders boys, when you give them some ball, they can really hit back quickly.
They can, as Warriors do take that 2-0 lead, and just this Warriors team, and I don't think they've made a lot of moves. I think they picked up Hone King in the offseason. That might have been one of the only names. And when you build a team and when you don't get rid of all your star players or any of your players, you're gonna be well gelled. And this Warriors team, they played well last season. And hey, Mac, what do you reckon they can do this season?
Well, they showed us last season exactly how strong they were, considering they started with a bit of a handicap that we don't need to dwell too much on. The fact that they were able to get almost 1 or 2 games from a grand final and keep this same team, I think these guys are one of the hot favourites to be at least top 4, if not make it all the way to the Grand Slam again this year.
As we get to see Corker and a bit of a shanker kick, it's going to go all the way out, and a little bit poor there from Patrick Corcoran, you'd have to say, and now the Raiders, they'll get a good opportunity here.
Yeah, Paddy Corcoran, not known for his kicking. He's moved into lock for the Wars beginning of the season and showed some pretty promising form over a couple of games, but I guess kicking is not going to be one of them. Just leave that to Jai and leave that to Kavar.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there as Prakash just takes the run off the tap. Raiders are going to have a full set here inside Warriors half. Maybe not. It's an intercept from Logan Strange. The commentator's curse strikes again, but now the Warriors have got a great opportunity here to pounce.
Yeah, Mr. SRL himself. He saw a little bit of an error there with the previous set play. Took it upon himself to grab that ball, and now the Warriors are within striking distance of putting more points on the board.
As we get to see David Tiawa take the ball up, they enter the red zone. On 4th tackle, almost 10 minutes gone here. In this wonderful clash, Logan Strange hits the hole. Oh, that was looking so dangerous, but Riley Flynn just getting there and getting to him. It's going to go back. Joe Turner Jr. not called a knock on. Oh, but he's going to be held just before the line, and the Raiders, they get away with one there.
Geez, talk about a baptism of fire there. There's not much scary out there on the field, but when you got a rampaging second rower like Strange running at you, you got to have some pretty strong flinty ones to be able to stop him 2 meters from the line.
Sensational effort as now we get to see the Raiders not afraid to throw the ball around here, but they go backwards off that play as now it's going to go long ball to Demando. That could have been nearly intercepted, but he manages to get a line break from it, and now the Raiders got to try something here on 4th tackle. They're going to spread it long. Jordan Lewis not going to be able to get any big meters off of that, and he'll be taken down before the 40. Back. Urban, that's a better kick. Down to Josh Shuttlecard, who's going to not step past anyone, and the Raiders, so far, they've actually shown that they've got some good defense, even giving up a penalty or 2. Oh, great shot.
Yeah, that was actually the Raiders' first full complete set of the game, and that's 11 minutes in, so they might finally be warming to it, and we're about to see them starting to apply some of that pressure there.
You'd hope so, as Jai McCartney goes straight through the hole. Into open space, gets the pass. Oh, I thought that could have nearly been intercepted, but it's going to be play on. 4th tackle. David Tiawa, we know how dangerous he can be. One of the Warriors' focal points last season. One of the reasons why they were so good. As now it goes back for Jai McCartney. Puts up the bomb. It's close to the goalpost. Hits the goalpost. Rodon Cabal comes down with it. He's going to be stopped. And the Raiders, how did they survive that?
The SRL gods are up there smiling down on the Raiders right now. That was a try for all money. We always know that when it hits off that crossbar, it's almost a guaranteed one. But I don't know how, but Flynn, he was there and he stopped it. And the Raiders, they're working their way out of their own end now.
Lennox Prakash breaks the line. Bunce has to stop him. Great run. 3rd tackle now for the Raiders. It's going to go short to Lewis. Lewis had an opportunity with no fullback at home, but didn't make the most of it. 4th tackle now. It's going to go wide out to Jacob Morrison. He'll be taken down. 23 metres out. 5th and last. It's going to go back. for Lennox Prakash. Puts up the bomb. 1v1. Fullback v fullback. Bunce wins the battle. But gets one ripped into it by Jordan Lewis. And the Warriors here, they're going to have to work it off their own end.
So far, some of those moved positions are working really well for the Raiders. Prakash coming in, taking over from Lewis, who was lock last season. Lewis, that smash there on bunts, he's working into prop very nicely. So Wally Allen, I don't want to jinx him too much so far, but he's put together quite a nice little team list for game one.
So we get to see Barnes. He'll just offload it out to Rohan Kaval. Great defensive set from the Raiders, and now they're going to have to force the Warriors to kick it with Aaron White. Although that is a very good kick from Aaron White. Down to Demando. Steps past one, Aaron White. That's just great hustle from Aaron White, getting the kick and then forcing the tackle there.
Yep, and it looks like the instinct that the Warriors had earlier to take those two has worked out for them. We've entered a bit of a stalemate, bit of an arm wrestle match. So those 2 points, they might prove crucial as we get to the end of the game.
They could, as we get to see Kaval go straight through the middle. Gets the offload. Oh, that looked to be a bit risky. Saddle card on the other end goes over halfway, and what an event of plays. But we would have thought the Raiders would have been in some good position, but now the Warriors, they have a chance here to attack again.
Yeah, again, getting a little bit too excited there, seeing some open space before you, but we'll see if the Warriors here, and here we go.
It's Bunce. Sorry to cut you off, but Chance Bunce. We know how good he can be, and he just broke the line and turned around the inexperienced Riley Flynn, and finally, of the first try, the game is on the board, and who else could it be but Chance Bunce?
Yeah, we've been speaking the praises of young Riley Flynn all night, but you can't blame him. When you're up against Chance Bunce, you know, he's holding all the records. He's been with the Wars since day dot. That's a massive, massive fight up against Bunce if you're fullback yourself. So he'll probably be kicking himself a little bit, but it happens to anyone, really.
Yeah, and I think it'll be something that will progress over time. He will get better at it, so quite unfortunate, but promising signs as the Warriors up 8 points to nothing and leaning back. Those 2 points, as you said earlier, could come in handy. So far it is, and we actually don't have very long until the interchange props come on, so maybe a bit of life here for one of these sides.
Yeah, we got Ginger Palm and Matthew Turner coming on, so that's going to be interesting from the Warriors. From the from Canberra's side, we got Beats and Cheddar coming on, so that's definitely going to be some strength there for the milk up against those brand new subs there from the Warriors.
As Strange gets driven back. Third tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to go back to Barnes. Whoa, that was looking very dangerous. Great tackle there, though, from Jordan Lewis. And now the Warriors play it. Fourth tackle. Goes to David Tiawa. And Kaval there to stop him, but it's going to be fifth and last now for the Warriors. Back for Jai McCartney. Kicks it down all the way to Lomu, and he's going to step one. Jai McCartney gets there in defense, and the Raiders, their prop forwards coming onto the field. Maybe they might inject some life into this Raiders team.
Yeah, like I said, I think the Raiders win the prop forward off as Lomu screams off down the field.
Gets the offload inside as well. It's Prakash. That is a sensational try. Started with the run from Laumu. Offload inside to Prakash. He broke a tackle, and that is sensational play from the Raiders.
That is beautiful work there. You don't often see a winger pass it back on the inside, and Prakash just found himself in the right place at the right time. Broke a tackle straight under the sticks. It's about to be 6 points to 8.
Yeah, that was just an absolutely brilliant team try, just finding the gap, and then that broken tackle from Prakash on Turner. I think that was just great class. So now Herman converts, and just like that, it's back to a 2-point game. And these subs, I think we're going to still need to see some time, but So far, they've been working quite well.
Yep. I don't think it's wrong to say that the Warriors came in heavy favourites to tonight's game. So what they just got to do, they got to make sure that they don't lose sight of the fact that they're playing their game their way, and that the Raiders, my God, have they turned up to play tonight.
Yeah, it's just so impressive. They showed what they could be in the preseason, and they've just doubled down on that. They've just been brilliant. Even though they're down, they've had very promising signs as they'll work the ball up here from their own 30. Morrison not able to inject himself into the game just yet, but you think he would be able to at some point. As goes to Riley Flynn, steps past one, but great tackle on the inside there. Fourth tackle. It's going to go. Cheddar gets the offload to Berkeley. Berkeley will just drive over the 40-metre line. Fifth and last now for the Raiders. So they're going to have to kick it back down with Dane Blaine. Great kick down to Marcus Square. Steps past one, but Riley Flynn, he charged at Marcus Square, and now it's just a great tackle to pin him back inside his own 30.
Yeah, good solid set after points there for the Raiders, and now the Warriors, they're starting to work their way out of the half, but the Raiders are turned up in defence as well, so let's see what can happen here.
Oh, as the inside-outside play almost was intercepted, but Bunce was able to get it as now. Hone King, one of the new recruits for the Warriors. Great run there. Fourth tackle now. It's going to go to the right. Jai McCartney off for Bunce. Breaks a tackle. Almost turns Riley Flynn inside out again. He learnt from his mistake the first time. That was a great tackle. And now it's fifth and last. McCartney puts up the bomb. Riley Flynn's there again. Takes it. Jai McCartney takes him and takes him back into the end goal, and the Warriors force a repeat set.
Yeah, that was absolute class there from Jai McCartney. He could have just smacked him down and stood over him like we often see, but no, he grabbed him and he pushed him all the way back and earned himself and his Warriors another set. So well done there from Jai.
Ginger Pom got laid out on the return. Says, get that into yours. The Warriors 30 metres out for his second tackle. They're going to go off for David Tiawa, who just takes it straight at Dane Blaine. Nothing doing there. Third tackle. They're going to go. McCartney getting in the way there. Looking like it should have gone to the winger, but it's going to be fourth tackle. Corcoran out for Turner. He'll be driven back, and now it's going to be fifth and last. What can the Warriors do? They're going to go out to Jai McCartney. Puts in a grubber. Not called a knock-on, and Herben. Oh, no, it was called a knock-on. The Raiders, now they're going to get a 7-tackle set.
Yep, that's some staunch defence there from the Raiders. They saw the Warriors coming, and that repeat set could have been deadly, but they've been able to hold out, and here they are working their way upfield again through Ollie Allen.
Great run. Calls of obstruction not heard by the referee, so it is play on. Preston Beats gets the offload to Lennox for cash. So going to be third tackle here. Long ball out to Jacob Morrison. Meets Logan Strange there, one-on-one. Fourth tackle. It's going to go. Riley Flynn steps one, but Craval there in some great defence. Fifth and last. It's going to go. Herben. Big kick, high ball, down to Marcus Square, who breaks one tackle. There was calls of obstruction there too, but the referee's not afraid to keep his... I've had a mind blank and the whistle in his pocket. There we go.
Whistle.
As the Warriors, they get the ball, third tackle. Square takes it fourth now, just before the halfway line. It's going to go. McCartney. Short for Ginger Pop, trying to fool the Raiders' defence. Can't do so. Fifth and last now. It's very, very slow play the ball there. McCartney just boots it down to Demando. He weaves his way through, almost got past Bunce, and the Raiders, they just show great resilience whenever they're back against the wall.
Yeah, Demando's been absolutely great with those returns so far tonight. He's been dangerous a couple of times, and if it wasn't for bunts, I reckon the points here would be very, very different as it is. So we got about 7 minutes left to go in this half, and we'll see if the notch can change any.
We'd hope so. As the Raiders, they're going to spread it inside to Lennox Prakash. He's not going to be able to do anything there though. Fifth and last. It's going to go all the way back here for Herben. That is a very shallow bomb. Demando catches it. That was just a very poor end to the set there.
Yeah, we must say Herben's been out of the game for about 2 or 3 seasons now, so it's maybe going to take him a little bit of time to readjust to lacing up the boots like that again, but it's not been all terrible. There's been a couple of diamond kicks here and there, so I'm sure he'll work his way out throughout the rest of this game.
As the Warriors, they're going to spread it. Jai McCartney gets it. Third tackle, 5 metres short of halfway. They're going to go out to Bunce. Bunce steps past one. Riley Flynn just drives him back. Very strong tackle there. Fourth now for the Warriors. It's going to go to Tiala. And he is met fifth and last now. McCartney just has to boot it down to Demando yet again, which is what happens. And now Demando steps past one, gets past Bugs. Can he get back to recover? Yes, he can. Oh, that was incredible play from Bunsey. We thought he was gone.
I was already putting it down for a bit of an upset from the Raiders. As we go another move up down the side there. The Raiders' second tackle, and they're 10 metres out.
Oh, this is just brilliant from the Raiders. They're just working their way down the field like it's nothing. Down the short side, Demando's open. He's going to go in. And the Raiders, what a great set that was. And Demando finishes it off with points.
How fitting is that from the man in the green headgear? Starts it off by a run down the field, only stopped by Bunce just because Bunce is Bunce. A couple of passes later, and he dances down the sideline there and over, and the Raiders, for the first time in the game, are in the lead.
I think this would be a surprise to many people, actually. I don't think many people would have had the Raiders in front of this game, and it just shows how much resilience and how much great work, the work that they're putting in, trying to get their combinations right. And so far, you'd have to say it's been working quite well.
It's been working excellently. There's been a couple of mistakes here and there, but all in all, the Raiders have done really, really well for the first half. So hopefully they can finish it off and go into the halftime shed with that 2-point lead.
You know, so as we wait and see for Rohan de Caval to kick us back underway, and the Warriors, I feel like they'd be a bit disappointed with the way they've performed, certainly just in the last 15 minutes of this half, just letting the Raiders get back in the game and letting the Raiders end up having a lead. They'd hope to try and maybe try and retake that lead back into the second half.
And isn't Wally Allen absolutely having a massive captain's knock? He's made, as Beats is smashed there. He's leading his team from the front, and that's definitely coming out in all of these runs and all of these meters up the field. So looking like another really good set after points, he says, quietly jinxing it.
Oh, great run there from Wally Allen. We were just talking about him. He is having a captain's knock for his first game in the SRL as captain. He is having a good game. And Latrell Bolt just takes it. And not a bad ending to the sit there for the Raiders. Warriors going to have to try and get it out of their own end.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want to end one of those. If you can't end it with some points, then you end it in the corner on the 10-meter line. So Warriors will probably have the last hold of the ball for this set. And, some risky passes there, but it is what it is. And playing it there just shy of the 40.
Second tackle, they're going to just give it to Slattery. He's going to take a run. They probably only have time for just one more play. They'll get it off, but they will only have time for one more play. It's going to be spread out to Saddle Cart. He won't be able to do anything. And the Raiders, they take a surprising lead into halftime. We'll see for the second half.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
As we welcome you back here for second half action, and the Raiders up 10 points to 8, and AMAC, what do we reckon about that entertaining first half?
Well, first we need to talk about how good the Raiders are playing. They may have started with some early errors in the first half, three errors in 3 minutes, I think it was, but they've really pulled it together in that back 20 minutes there, and some excellent ball playing and some excellent running from both backs and forwards have got them well within lead. On the other hand, the Warriors, they look a bit shell-shocked out there. Some of their attack just isn't working, and they're not getting their ball to their star players. So hopefully that's something they talked about in the sheds, and they can fix that up and play a bit better for the second half.
As we get to see the Warriors, I think they're going to be taking an early kick here. Jai McCartney, that's a pretty strong kick. I don't think it's going to go out for the 40-20 though, however. Herben just takes it, tries to throw a filthy dummy. That is not fooling anyone anytime soon. And the Raiders here, they're going to have to try and get it out of their own end. Schrodinger, brilliant run, second tackle. It's going to go. And some wonky passes. Herben has somehow drifted onto that side of the field. I don't know how that's happened. But the Raiders, third tackle now. Latrell Bolt can't get past anyone. It's going to be fourth. Don't think they're going to attempt an early kick. It's just going to be settled for Wally Allen. Not settled. It's going to be taken straight through the line. Big run. And just stepping up for his team in the first half. Probably one of the main reasons why the Raiders are in front. And now we get to see Marcus Square on the return. Riley Flynn almost got sold. But the Warriors here, hopefully they can get off to a good start.
Yeah, you said Wally Allen. He was by and far one of the best players for the Raiders in the first half, leading their runs other than Prakash and other than Demando. He's absolutely having an epic game so far. So I don't know where he's wanting to play himself for the rest of the season, but I reckon Wally Allen should keep himself at 12.
Yeah, so far he's doing so good as Barnes almost got around there and couldn't do so as now McCartney. They're going to try a bomb here. Flynn is underneath. Is anyone going to contest it? No. They let him step past one. Can he get past Bunce? Yes, he can. He's going to accelerate. John McCartney's trying to get there. No one's going to get there. And Riley Flynn, he puts the Raiders on the board for the first time in the second half. And the Raiders a step in the right direction to trying to win this game.
My goodness, how often did we talk about this young man in the first half, Clay? Absolute epic to get around Bunce like that and run off down the field. Let's hope he can last out and keep this effort up, because if he can, it's going to be very hard for the Warriors to strike back with those sorts of tactics.
Yeah, I also think we need to recognise that this is Riley Flynn's first proper SRL game as a fullback, and he's taking to like he's a seasoned veteran. He's just playing so well. He's so calm and cool. And he is actually one of the reasons, he is another reason why the Raiders are playing so well right now.
Yep, and for all of those all of those people out there who tipped Warriors 19 plus, myself included, I apologise to the Raiders. I am repping you guys right now. You are absolutely nailing it out there. Well done.
Oh, Preston beats! He didn't have the stamina to get anywhere else, but he had enough energy to bust through the line. Now they're going to take it out to Latrell Bolt. He's going to step past Bunce. He's going to go for the line. Can he get? No, he can't. He was on a runaway mission, but unable to get past the defense. The Raiders throw an intercept. They ruined what would have been a potential try-scoring opportunity, and now the Warriors, they get the ball 30 meters out.
Oh, you got to feel sorry for Latrell Bolt there, as the Warriors' expansive game there. That just shows a little bit of the effect that rookies can have in the beginning few games that they play in the SRL. But he's got chances again. We've still got 20, 30 minutes left to go. So, buck up, son. Get back out there, run it again.
Oh, as Preston beats, he's laying out bounties on every single player on this field. He doesn't care. Now the Warriors going to be tackled 20 meters out. Fifth and last, McCartney. He's going to look for Bunt. He's going to knock it on instead. That was just a very poor way to end the set.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's having a bit of a rocks and diamonds game tonight, Jai. He's got some excellent kicks, but occasionally he's doing one or two of one of those. So he might want to have a little bit of a rebreather and see if he can get back to it, because that is not helping the Warriors' case for the game tonight.
As Riley Flynn unable to break away from the Warriors' defense, and now the Raiders give it to Lennox Prakash. Probably, that's actually, I think, one of the first runs he's had in this entire second half. Obviously, he had that sensational performance in the first half, scoring, but he hasn't been able to do anything since. As now Herban, that is a shocking kick. It's Hone King, I think. They transitioned him out onto the winger. Maybe is that a tactical move by Jai McCartney and Chance Bunts?
Yeah, Hone was a bit of a electric runner during the preseason challenge, so you want to get the ball to your wingers out there to run up the sideline. Hopefully it works, because they've got to start doing something. They've got 30 minutes left and they're behind on the scoreboard.
It's going to be fourth tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to go down the short side. Oh, they get their plays mumbled up. Saddlecart got in the way. I think that was, and that was just very disappointing. Ever since the last half an hour, they've just looked so off. They just haven't looked like themselves, really.
Yeah, I don't know if that's overconfidence in how they went, or if it's just some experiments with their team list. But some of these young Raiders, we saw young Schrodinger just then, first game in the SRL, coming off the bench, breaking the line and doing some excellent work. Beats that mountain of a man. He lit up the SRL last season. He's doing it again this season. So we're close. We might get another one out of the Raiders in this set.
As Blaine passes it off for Beats. He just wants to take every single run he can, and he's doing it with great effect. As Blaine looks for a grubber, I think you're going to find that's a knock-on. Yes, it is. And the Warriors, they survive.
Yeah, Blaine's not doing too bad at half this game. He spent most of last season and a season with us at the Eels out at centre, so it takes a little bit of time to condition yourself to move positions, particularly if you go into half from centre like that. Again, it'll just take him some time to get used to it, and luckily he's got Herban out there helping to guide him around the field.
There is Curfy, just breaks through the line. Sensational run there by their new pickup. Fourth tackle now. It's going to go out for Bunts. Bunts just off, passes it off again. Rohan Kaval turns him inside out, but throws the ball. I do not know what he was thinking there. He would have had a try if he just held onto the ball.
Oh, that's a classic case of the yips there. He was in for all money and he just didn't back himself and threw it off. And here we go with the Raiders working their way back up the field.
And if you're the Warriors, you just hope the Raiders don't do anything here. That's going to be an absolute coach killer if they do manage to do something off this set. Although they do force the Raiders into an early kick, Herban kicks it for the sideline. It's not going to be a 40-20 at all. Lands for Saddlecart. Bolt takes it down, and Herban, he's looked a little bit lackluster today, you'd have to say.
Yeah, not a terrible kick because there was no line break down the sideline, but with those sorts of kicks, you want some depth and you want the right angle, and yeah, get him back out on the field after this game and make him kick 100 balls till he gets back into it.
So now David Tiawa, there's a big hole! He takes advantage of it, but Riley Flynn yet again coming up in defense. Great play. It's going to go Curfy, and he had a line, but he didn't execute it properly, and now McCartney's just going to have to bomb it on last. They're going to let it bounce. Flynn takes it, but the Warriors, they force another set. That was a little bit scary there for the Raiders.
That was almost a carbon copy of one of the kicks Jai did in the earlier half, and Flynn was there to save that one, and Flynn was there to save this one. But the Warriors, excellent position for an attacking set here now. So Curfy making his way over the 40.
Yeah, great run there from Curfy. Now it's going to go out to Tiawa again. Strong run. Second tackle, it's going to go. McCartney throws a Harbour Bridge ball. Joe Turner Jr. gets onto it. Referees ruled 7 tackles set. There must have been a knock-on from the Raiders in there somewhere as now Curfy. Preston Beats is out on a mission. He just does not care who you are. He's going to hit everyone and anyone. Second tackle now. Warriors going towards the line. Corcoran tries to get over the line, does, and gets down. He's going to score. Referee Mike Dawson's goes upstairs, but you'd have to say, yep, that is a clear try.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he ran straight at the number 17 there, Liam Evans, finding himself out there second half as a hooker. And it was a bit of a mismatch in strength. So unfortunate there for the Raiders, but very fortunate for the Warriors, who find themselves well back into this game and well within strike of taking the lead once more.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating finish. Not one more minute, and then we'll have the interchanges come back on again. We'll see fresh legs on the field, and maybe for the Warriors, that's what they need. That's their drive to try and get over the line here.
And this can often really test brand new captains, getting your head around how these subs work, making sure you got your sub cards written out the right way, and making sure you got everyone where you want them to be. I know from my own perspective, it took me a long time to work out the subs, so this might be a make or break here for Wally Allen tonight.
As Curfy's going to take the run, maybe his last run of the game. It's going to go to Corcoran. Second tackle now. It's going to go for Tiawa, and not offering too much here so far, the Warriors. Third tackle now. They're going to spread it all the way along the halftime. The 60-minute interchanges looking like they almost got in the way. They didn't, so nothing unfortunate for the Warriors as Turner Jr. takes a run. He'll be taken down 35 metres out on the last play. It's going to go for Corcoran. Corcoran's just going to have to kick it down to Laumu, and he's not going to be able to step anyone, and the Raiders, they've got to try and find something here. I think they're going to need to score once more if they're going to win.
Yeah, we got 20 minutes left, and 2 points is not a healthy lead by any stretch of the imagination, particularly when anything can happen. But Lomu's there, working it way up over the 40, and the Raiders might find themselves in place for a good punt down the field.
Or a great run here from Riley Flynn. He's looking to turn punts inside out, doesn't do so, but he does end up getting them inside the red zone for maybe an attacking opportunity. Bolt! Can he get his try? No! He can't get his try on the second attempt. Corcoran is there, fifth and last now. It's going to go. Herben's going to try and take it himself. He's going to score! Sam Herben. Maybe the kicking game isn't working, so just run the ball instead and you'll score.
Oh, look at that. The old Prince of the Storm back again in a Raiders jersey and scoring him and possibly winning him there for the team. So excellent run there from Herben and excellent muscling over the top.
That was just sensational play. Well, we would have thought the Warriors had them on the ropes. It was mainly set up by that big run of Riley Flynn, getting them down into that field position, and then Herben managing to finish the job off. And Herben, he'll now try and convert his own try, which he does successfully, in the Raiders back out to that 8-point lead. And the Warriors, what are they going to have to do to try and get back and win this game?
Well, they got 2 minutes until their lock comes back on, and they got to hope that some of that strength is going to be enough to get across there. The Raiders, they've got a bit of a young side compared to the Warriors, so maybe they might hope for a bit of a stamina fall off, and they hit a couple of 1-2 back end tries to seal the deal. But other than that, it's too early. But the Raiders might be in pole position to take this one out. Oh,
maybe we have spoken too soon as hit off the ball late and the Warriors get the ball off the kickoff. It's going to go out to McCartney. He's going to go at the line. He's going to go down. I don't know if he scored. Referee's going to say held up. Maybe he didn't get to the line. I thought he might have got to the line as the Warriors 10 metres out now. Back for Slattery, who has come back on the field. Third tackle now. It's going to go. Buds, steps. Can he get to the line? He's put on his back and he's short of the line anyways. Fourth tackle. Gonna go short ball. Lockyer was over the line. He was over the line. He didn't put it down. He got tackled by Beats. McCartney puts in the grubber. Oh, gets a lift. But anyways, the Warriors could have scored 3 times there, I reckon. But they end up scoring through Kamal.
Yeah, and that was just pure class there from the Warriors. They took their time. They didn't rush it too much. The Raiders' defense there was almost perfect. Almost perfect until that final grubber there from McCartney. And it was a lovely... Oh, just out of the hands there, and over he goes.
That looked very good, and as we said, the Warriors needed to do something. They needed to come up with something. They certainly did come up with something, and now we could have the prospect of having it back to a 2-point game. And oh, what a finish this is going to be if he converts this, which he does. And with the margin being only 2 points, you'd have to say this is anyone's game now.
Oh, easily. It can go either way. So both locks should be back on the field very shortly, and we should have no more subs for the rest of the game. It's now a test of stamina. Can they hold out and can they hold on, or will the Warriors sneak one over, steal the game away from this brand new Raiders side?
They might be able to. We'll have to wait and see what a finish we're going to have here as the Warriors give it off to Slattery. And he'll be taken down here on the first play. It's going to go. Wriggle out of dummy half. I don't think you want to meet Preston Beats front on ever again. He's just dragging every single person he sees back, and he doesn't care who you are. As it's going to be third tackle here. It's going to go. Tiawa. And he'll be taken down 4 metres short off the 40-metre line, which means McCartney's just going to give it out to Buds. Not able to get past anyone there, and it's going to be 5th and last here. It's going to go back. For Caval, short kick. It's a shank. Demando runs the wrong way. He ended up somehow running the wrong way, which cost his team some key meters there.
Yeah, a little bit of a brain fart there from Demando, but the Raiders, they find themselves in the Warriors' half on second tackle, and that is not what the Warriors needed from a set after points.
Yeah, a bit disappointing as Jordan Lewis bends one off, and he's come back on at lock. Great play there, third tackle. They're going to spread it out wide here. Josh Jensen. Jensen's going to go for the line. No, Buds. Great defense there. That is a certain try-saving tackle. Down the short side, Morrison. Oh, it's going to work. Herman's going to get a double. And I think that was meant for the winger, but I think they'll take it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what Herman's doing over there in front of the Demando, but he was in the right place at the right time, and he must have messed with the minds of the Warriors there because they didn't even lay a hand on him. And depending on the kick here, we might have another 8-point deficit again.
What an entertaining second half. It's going try for try, basically, in the Raiders. They're doing a very good job at not only staying in this game, but having a lead in this game as Herman misses his second conversion of the night. And the Warriors, they have an inroad now at a possible result, a draw, maybe golden point, or even winning the game.
Yeah, 6 points, that can almost be a psychological block there too. So the Raiders have to play smart footy. They need to play quick footy, but they need to not throw it around. They can't afford to be knocked off the ball again and let the Warriors in for easy points.
You have noticed Blaine. Long pass. You get very scared when you see long passes. Manages to work out though. Berkeley takes the run. It's going to go off for Preston Beats. He has been such a big player for them in this second half. Beats, not only in attack, but on defences. Now we get to see the Raiders' third tackle. They're going to try a big play here. It's going to work. Riley Flynn gets the offload. And the Raiders up by 6, but they're not afraid to throw the ball around. And now we get to see Morrison taking the run over halfway. 5th and last here. It's going to be dropped back in the pocket to Herben. Another shallow kick. Hone King steps one, but great defense there. He made up for his bad kick by making a good tackle.
Yeah, and now the Warriors, not the Warriors, the Raiders need to back their defense. They've been able to keep the Warriors out for most of the game with some of their really good defense, and now is when you need to do it. You need to pump those sausage legs. You need to take that extra breath of air because you cannot afford to let stamina let you down right now.
As we get to see Bunce just taking the run, not able to do anything else. 4th tackle, McCartney gives it off to Lockyer. He bumps off one, but he goes backwards, and I think the Raiders have forced them out of bomb territory, so I think it's just going to be a simple punt from Caval down to Demando. We know how dangerous he can be. As clearly shown, he gets past Bunce, but that is great defense there from Rohan Caval.
Yeah, and that's sort of Warriors culture there, to back up your mates, even if the other guys might miss the tackle. It's also showing us how tired Bunce is getting out there having to do all this defense. So the Raiders, they might find themselves in good attacking position at the end of this set.
And it looks like they will, as Morrison, 25 metres out, it is 4th tackle. It's going to go back inside for Jordan Lewis. Great offensive set here for the Raiders. They're going to get a chance here. Herben. Oh, Berkeley gets in the way. He has to take the run. And that is a very disappointing way to end the set there for the Raiders.
True, but it also stops that kick return try off down the field, so it might have worked out in the Raiders' favour there.
That is very true, as Bunce, he's going to get his hands on the ball. He's going to take it up the field. Almost gets past Flynn. Latrell Bolt has to come across. 2nd tackle now. McCartney gives it off to Lockyer. Bumps off one again. This time he makes forward progress. 3rd tackle. Wriggle out a dummy half. Probably not the greatest decision ever. 4th tackle. It's going to go out for Rohan Caval. You would have thought Bunce would have been there. Where was he? 5th and last now. Warriors have to just kick it back down very disappointingly. Laomu takes it. Great defense, and now for the Warriors, you have to think you have to either force something or you have to get the ball back quickly.
Yeah, and you can't be letting Flynn running up the field like that, because that is not going to help you get back down and score with the time limit.
As Liam Evans does a Jameson shuffle. And he didn't do it to great effect. Maybe he should just watch Jameson do it more, and then he might try and attempt it at another stage. As the Raiders, 4th tackle now, it's going to go. Blaine's just going to throw it out for Herben. Great tackle there from Turner Jr. And it's going to be 5th and last, all the way back for Lewis. Lewis, now that's how you kick. Down to Hone King. What can he do? He steps past one. Oh, he can't get past Flynn there, though. Great defense. Flynn has had an outstanding game for the Raiders.
Yeah, and it's so very rare to see a great game like this out of a first-time fullback. So, good things looking forward here for the Raiders. I don't want to jinx them. I've got a minute and a half left to go, but there might just be enough here to scrape over a win.
Oh, as we see Saddle can't go through the line. 30 metres out here. You'd have to think this would be one of their last opportunities if they get enough field position. Slattery, 5th and last here. This has to be their last opportunity. McCartney puts it shallow. Bolt takes it. Bolt's going to get past Buds. He can't get past Tiara, and you have to say the Raiders, they're going to pull off a miraculous victory here.
Yeah, and a well-deserved victory as Lomu sprints off down the field. It just goes to show how close these games can be and how anything can happen in the SRL play.
Yeah, great plays. The Bolt takes the last run, and the Raiders, they're going to get off the board running for their first win of the season. And the Warriors just not looking like themselves today. They were down for most of the game. They couldn't end up coming back. And AMAC, the Raiders, they just performed really well. Looked like their combinations also gelled really well.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but it was perfect enough, or good enough. And for Wally Allen, a rookie captain, first season as a captain, not first season in the SRL, of course, it was an absolutely stellar performance, both on the field and leading up to the field.
As we have a look at some of the stats, and man, the Warriors had more possession of the ball. That's a little bit surprising. Raiders, when they had the ball, it looked like they did more with it. Obviously, 40 line breaks. It's a lot of line breaks, and you want to break this down further, Amac?
Well, it's very rare that you see an error tally like that, where the Raiders, that's 7 errors versus the Warriors for 4. But it just goes to show that even though the Raiders might have made some more errors, when they had the ball, they did more with the ball than the Warriors did. So, something to look forward to for next week, for both sides, really.
Yeah, so we'll have a look at some of the individual stats, starting off with the Canberra Raiders. Riley flew up the top, as expected, 252 metres, 7 line breaks, a try, and absolutely out of this world performance from him. And a few players I mentioned, I think the Raiders ended up having, 9 players over 100 metres, I think? 8-9 players. So Raiders really working well for each other. And AMAC, any other players you want to quickly mention?
We've got to talk about Prakash coming over from the Panthers and filling in as a early lock here for the Raiders. Look at that, 28 tackles, none missed, 2 tackle breaks, 5 line breaks. When you think of a lock, you love those stats, and even the cheeky little kick there as well. We also have to talk about Demando, absolute screaming down the wing. He may have missed a tackle, the one tackle of the night, but 6 line breaks is a massive hit there from Demando. So things are looking good for Season 9 and the new Canberra Raiders.
Yeah, they are. As now we'll have a look at the Auckland Warriors stats. And when Jai McCartney, your half, is up at the top of your list, and that just shows that not only the rest of your team isn't carrying the weight, but they're also, I'm not sure actually. It's a tough one to pick out here, but I think it's a bit disappointing from their star players.
Yeah, we love Bunce as a player. He just did not perform tonight. Not he didn't try. The Raiders were just smothering him every chance they got. He only made about 16 runs. 158 is not a very long tally there for Bunce, and 4 line breaks, a missed tackle. The Raiders definitely did their homework.
And they certainly did it well, and I think it was great work for them just to keep the Warriors star players out of the game for as long as they could, and I think that's why they ended up getting the result tonight and getting their first win on the board. And that'll be it here from GIO Stadium. And coming up just after this, the first Monday Night Football of the season between the North Queensland Cowboys and the reigning premiers, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. We'll see you soon for more SRL action.